two major death camps in the Nazi killing plan of the final solution, Majdanek and Auschwitz. So Majdanek, you can see here, kind of right in the center of Poland, and then Auschwitz is on the southern side near Krakow, which is one of the major metropolitan areas in Poland. Okay, so Majdanek, the purpose of this camp is to provide laborers to work on construction projects. So basically, um, initially it's kind of a holding spot, um, and it'll eventually be transitioned from this holding spot. It was also a storage depot for property and valuables, but then it'll again be created to kill as many as possible. So this camp again is enormous. The entire time it's being always expanded. Okay, and in the winter of 42, they are going to start using Zyklon B gas to murder prisoners. So this is going to be the first time that we're going to see this gas being used. Remember, in the other camps, it was using carbon monoxide from diesel engines. Now they're using a new type of gas that kills much more efficiently and is much more cost effective, because again, everything is trying to be as efficient as possible. So the Germans try to destroy this camp like they do the Reinhard camps, but the Soviet army gets there first, and is one of the first liberated camps of first Nazi camps liberated, and it's pretty well conserved. And again, this is why we know a lot about Majdanek and Auschwitz, because the Soviets were able to get there before the camps were destroyed. Okay, so again, the numbers we don't know fully. They didn't have as good as records as some of the other camps. Most of them arrive as laborers. Um, we see numbers of hundreds of thousands of victims. So it's not going to be as deadly as Auschwitz and some of the Reinhard camps, but again, still a extermination camp. So the camp itself, huge, 667 acres. So again, you just think about that's 667 football fields. So the camp itself is just absolutely enormous, and similar with Auschwitz as well. So again, the system of confusion and deception, told to go to the disinfection rooms. They removed their clothes, shaved their heads, and they actually had working showers. And you could see here, and part of that is to get, a lot of these people are covered in lice and just disease and excrement. So they clean them, but then also the warm water will get their blood flowing so that when the gas comes in, it'll be absorbed quicker. So they drop the gas pellets through the ceiling, and the gas actually creates kind of a bluish residue. And you can see this is modern day, it's stained. So you'd have the guard on the top of the gas chamber dropping in the gas to the floor, the pellets, and then seal it off. So here's the Zyklon B canisters, the outside of the gas chamber. They even had drainage ditches created so they could easily clean the blood and the excrement and other bodily fluids out of the gas chamber when they were done. Barracks, again, wooden barracks. Now they've added electricity, obviously, because it's a tourist destination, but just wooden, very meager. And again, this place was a storage depot for clothes and other valuables. And today they just have just rooms of shoes and clothes, and just to kind of show you the sheer magnitude. Here you see a Soviet soldier just on a heap of clothes. So the male prisoners, again, this camp is just enormous. All right, double electric fences, unlike the Reinhard camps. You could, I've read stories of survivors that say, you'd have a lot of people when they just got sick of living and couldn't handle it anymore, no way out, just run into the electric fences and commit suicide. Okay. So here's what it looked like in 44. And again, you see here, Lublin is a major metropolitan city, and right outside the city limits, you have this concentration camp, which again is just very different than some of the other camps that were in these sparsely populated areas. Okay, the barracks, again, 14, 15 people in these bunks just huddled together, moldy, just disgusting situations. Um, the gallows for public executions right outside in the middle. So anytime they needed to make an example out of anybody, they would do that. And then the crematoria where the bodies would be burned and the evidence trying to destroyed. The original ovens still in use, or not in use, but still seen for tourists and just for memorial's sake. And there's the pictures of what the Soviets found when they arrived in 1944. Now, the Auschwitz complex is a very large system of camps. And most of the time, when kids have ever heard of Auschwitz, they are most likely thinking of Auschwitz II, Birkenau. And this is the major killing center that over 1 million Jews are going to be killed. So, again, 1/6 of all the Jews killed in the Holocaust are killed at Auschwitz II. So, Auschwitz originally was just another one of these concentration camps. And then they're going to add the gas chambers in 1942. And over 1 million Jews, again, will be gassed in these gas chambers. They will also use this pesticide. It's a former rat poison called Zyklon B. It is a way it gets absorbed into your bloodstream and basically makes it so your body can't process oxygen, and you just kind of, you pass out and you're unconscious and you just die because your body is not processing oxygen, and it can be done much quicker. Okay. So again, this camp created for the final solution. Okay, several gas chambers, all in total, and just the numbers, 1 million, like I said. We have other people, Soviets, other nationals, Poles, Gypsies. Again, a lot of them are going to die from starvation and medical experiments. And the entrance to the camp, just like Dachau, Arbeit macht frei, work sets you free. So again, that sadistic kind of irony. The double electric fences, again, the gallows for public executions, like some of these other camps. Zyklon B, the major killing gas that's going to be used at the camp. There's the crematoria for burning the remains of the victims. Now, again, you think about how big this is, 425 acres. Here's a Beloit kind of representation. I mean, that is a ginormous complex, and that's just one of them. There's Auschwitz I, there's Auschwitz II, there's Auschwitz III. This is Auschwitz II, the major killing center. So again, just enormous. Okay. Entrance, similar to some of the other camps, set up to look like a train depot. So as you're coming into Birkenau, you don't have mass chaos. It's just, we're being put into another location. We're going to get off this train. We're going to go to another train. There's from inside the camp. Okay. Again, the selection process, the head doctor at Auschwitz would look at you for a second and either point you to the right or point you to the left. If you're going one way, you're instantly going to the gas chambers. If you're going the other way, you'll be put in one of these other camps in their complex, and again, your slave labor. Okay. So women, older people, children generally sent straight to the death. Men, if you're healthy of the right age, you can be temporarily spared to work in these camps. Okay. Again, it's very trying to keep people calm. All right. Similar, as said, you're going to go to the showers. They had hooks for your clothes. Again, you come in and the lights turn off and you don't know it's a shower. Some have actually looked like showers that weren't operating. Some would be showers. So you didn't know what, it's just mass confusion and chaos. Okay. So again, the switch to Zyklon B gas is all about efficiency and trying to kill as many people as quickly as possible. The switch from mass graves to these crematoria, they're trying to get rid of their evidence as quickly and efficiently as possible. Now, Dr. Mengele, the famous Auschwitz doctor, he is the one at the selection process that's deciding if every person is going to live or die. He's also going to do all of these, and a lot of times kids have heard of these just crazy, bizarre medical experiments sterilizing people, open heart surgery without anesthesia, injecting um, blue dye into people's eyeballs, sewing people together, just all sorts of just strange medical experiments, trying to, think about, he was obsessed with eugenics and genes and trying to, make this master race. Um, you know, it's just a very strange, starvation experiments. Um, Again, just very, very bizarre. Okay, and sick and twisted. Here's modern day, the barracks again, just wood slats, throwing people in there. And again, you kind of have to just sleep huddled together because Poland in the middle of the winter is extremely cold. Okay, there's the main lavatory, the bathroom, the latrine, and about 30,000 people would use this every day. So you think about the entire population of our city going to one bathroom every day. It's like an outhouse. Okay, and again, the process. The gas chambers were tried to be destroyed by the Nazis. They weren't able to explode all of them. They did get some of the gas chambers dynamited. And this is just an interesting photo. And Mr. Kwame was at Auschwitz a couple of years ago. And what they do for every young man that lives in Israel, and Israel will be created after World War II as kind of a home place for displaced Jews. Everyone has to do 2 years of military service, and at the end, they take a trip to Auschwitz. And again, just to kind of remember, like, this is why, um, you remember the dead, you remember your ancestors, you remember why you can never fall into complacency. So while he was there, they were actually bringing a graduating class through Auschwitz as part of their kind of military graduation. Now, as the Soviets get there and they're trying to destroy as much as they can, they move any inmates that are able to walk, make them basically go on a death march towards Germany. They end up getting captured, most of them. Auschwitz, again, one of the top 10 tourist attractions in Poland because it is so well kept. And it also is the single greatest killing center in the entire Nazi organization. So, Majdanek and Auschwitz, different yet similar than the Reinhard camps, but those wrap out the last of the killing centers. All right, we'll talk more about this in class. See you guys.